Welcome to another local market update with Rick Batista on new listings, Rick Batista on closed sales, Rick Batista on median sales price, Rick Batista on percent of original list price received, Rick Batista on market time, and Rick Batista on inventory of homes for sale.
3, 2, 1!
How's it going, Chicago? Welcome to another local market update. We are covering information and data that's provided by the Chicago Association of Realtors. It is information for week ending October 22nd, 2022. And the data is current as of yesterday, Halloween, October 31st, 2022. They always give us a little brief paragraph here about some updates, what's going on in the market or things that are impacting the market. Just wanted to unpack a little bit here. The first sentence is essentially saying that sellers are having to do more to their home and with their home in order to get it sold. Early in the pandemic, especially when everybody started getting out of the house, even with masks, and the craze began in 2020 and through 2021 of buying whatever was for sale. We are not seeing the same thing. Things are still active, so don't always listen to everything that's being said in the news. There are homes going on the market. There are things that are selling. Buyers are still actively looking, even though the rates are insanely high, as they like to make us believe. The only difference is that buyers have become a little tired of having to overpay for things. They want to be able to pay a fair price. After 2 years of having to pay way more and get a lot less, it's just about time that things readjust and balance out a little bit. So can't blame buyers there. It goes on to say that trends have changed, and with home sales down nationally, local realtors are reporting a rise in price reductions, seller concessions, and home buying contingencies, with a growing number of sellers needing to make repairs prior to sale. So let me just touch on that a little bit. Sometimes sellers are a little late to the game, where they think that things are going to sell for what it was a few months before, or many months before, when things were crazy. So with price reductions, if they hit the market high, kind of at a price where it shouldn't be, sellers are adjusting their price to a more practical number to where they should have started off in the first place. Seller concessions, same thing there. You price it high, buyer comes in and still wants to take a shot at it. There's just some concessions that are going to have to be made for older mechanicals or certain conditions of the property, updating, etc. With home buying contingencies, a lot of times there's buyers that are in a certain situation, whether they're in the middle of a lease or they need to sell their property in order to buy another property. If you're a seller and you have a home that somebody's interested in and it's not moving, perhaps you might have to consider selling contingent upon one or two things that in a hotter market you wouldn't have to consider at all. And then repairs, unless a buyer's coming in to completely do a gut rehab or renovate the home from the start, if there's some things that you've been putting off as a seller, maybe it's about time that you take care of that before you put it on the market. If you don't, chances are you're going to have to deal with the reality of a price reduction or seller concessions, i.e. Closing credits. So let's jump into some quick facts here. These are comparing year-over-year changes. New listings, we have detached single-family homes down by 10.7%, attached being condos and townhomes down by 29.4%, under contract, detached homes 7.1% and attached down by 40.9%. And homes for sale year-over-year change staying about the same as we've seen in the last week or so. Detached single-family homes up by 7.5% and detached down by 29.1%. To dive a little deeper into new listings, last week we had 351 single-family detached homes hit the market, bringing us to a 3-month average of 423, a year-over-year change downward of 3.4%. And 459 single-family attached homes hit the market last week, bringing a 3-month average to 564, down by 29% year-over-year. Last week, we had 197 single-family detached homes under contract, bringing a 3-month average to 179, down by nearly 22%, and 211 single-family attached homes under contract, a 3-month average of 247, and a decrease of nearly 29%. And for inventory of homes for sale, detached market, 3,038, which brought us to a 3-month average of 3,041, up by 9.9% year over year. And attached, 4,536, a 3-month average of 4,833, down by 26.6%. Please keep in mind that this information is for residential activity only. It is covering the 77 areas of Chicago. If you're interested in finding out what this data means to you, everybody has a kind of a different situation depending where you are and what's going on in your lives. Please feel free to reach out. Our contact information is below. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate your time and enjoy the rest of your day. See you next week.